got it. It says record.
Okay.
Black power. One more time, black power. I just want to first ask the elders for permission to speak before I say anything. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to all the speakers before myself. Black Rider, Gerald Taco, you healed it. You didn't kill it, you healed it, brother. You hear me? And everybody, the Moors brother, I forget his name, but he also healed it. We got to change our language as well. Eating miles by word. We're saying too many words, but we don't understand. You understand? So let's start off there first. I definitely want to give a strong shit to everybody that came out before me. But I want to get back on our great leader, Honorable Marcus Garvey, who we came out here to give thanks to today. And one of the three things that I learned from that brother, which everybody black should learn, is this. He had a military, right? He had economic system, correct?
Taking this for someone.
And the last most important thing that no black person probably here owns is what? Land. So let's talk about those three things real quick. I'm going to say it one more time, right? So what was the first one I just said? Everybody forgot that quick? Military. That's right. Second thing was what? Economics. And the last thing, the most important thing is what? And that's why we're in the situation we're in right now, because we don't have no land. We got a military. Black Riders, ourselves, African liberation, Black Liberation Movement, plenty of militaries you can jump into, plenty of those, but we don't have no land. And then our education is so small, and so we're not getting the education that we need for our own people, our own children, because we're too busy sending them to where? To the same people we talk about on these stages, to the same people we read about in these libraries, to the same people that our ancestors told us about, we still continue to deal with them. And try to justify when we do deal with them.
Right.
But do they justify when they deal with us? Hey, let me ask you this. How many black men and women do you see making major decisions in their buildings? Is your opinion even getting thought of or even asked for? But you'll see 3 or 2 Europeans here, and we feel like we have to let them in. We have to. Why? That's a program that like the brother was saying. That's some programming. That's some microchip programming. You hear me? Well, you can change a person's thought that quick, and they forget where they at and who they are as black men and black women. Like he said, when the police come, we forget who we are that quick. Our ancestors, what we built, what we taught. You understand what I'm saying? We forget that quickly and run hands behind our back, or we give up information ourselves or somebody else. And these are the main things we have to change. So what I wanted to read to y'all was, I had a few things from Marcus Garvey I want to talk to y'all about. But I want to get on the number one thing that I feel that he maintained a lot of, and that's why he was so huge. That's why he had the finances he had. That's why he was able to have his own Black Star Fleet line, had his own steamboats, ready to take our brothers and sisters back to Africa. Who else is trying to do that? In the extent that he has. See, he focused on the character of us, of the black man and black woman, which is knowing yourself, which is also our ancestral knowledge, information, knowing yourself. So I'm going to give you all a definition of character that our brother gave me today, that I told him I was going to speak about it on. Brother Washington, he was in charge of the Weekend Foundation, and it's very, very, very important that we as young black men and women really understand the definition of character. Because when you understand the definition of character, now you can teach that to your young one before they come out the womb. That's our problem. We don't know what to teach our children no more. We think we do. Because I'm so tired of seeing all these wrapped up, goofy brothers and sisters, but the children are running around here like every other average children you see out here in the streets.
Right.
Makes no sense. So let's focus more on our babies that we so-called care about them. And we see our children are our future, make sure they have the information of our past. Let me say that one more time. If our children are our future, let's make sure they have the information of our what?
Past.
That's the only way we can move forward, correct?
Correct.
All right, so let me quickly give you the definition of character from Marcus Garvey's mouth, one of our great ancestors. One, you have to be self-reliant. We have to be able to rely on you when you keep your word. When you say to be here at 9 o'clock, can you be here at 9 o'clock? When you say to take a break at 3:15, let's take that break at 3:15. You do that when you're at work, don't you?
Yeah.
When the white man tells you to be at work or in school or in court, you're right there. And you're giving the other white man at your job or at the school an excuse why you have to be there for him. But let a brother or sister actually be someplace. Come to a funeral on time. Come to a lecture on time. Let the lecture out on time. You understand what I'm saying? Let our keynote speakers be here on time. Let our community be here on time. Let's make sure that our community know on time. One. It's a lot of things we have to change. We get mad at our own people because they're there, but you ain't telling nobody until 2 minutes later, or an hour before the event, or 2 days before the event. You want donations, you want people to help you out, you want food, you want vendors, but you telling people it's too late. Let's at least give them a month time so that we can get things going. I'm just saying for all of us out here, because this is ridiculous. We got to be more on time. All right, self-discipline. That's the next definition of character. Self-discipline. Are you disciplined enough to be here on time? Are you disciplined enough to teach your children the languages they should know? Are you disciplined enough to teach the children the ancestors they should know? And how to eat right, how to talk right to an elder.
Listening to knowledge,
I mean, the only time I
experiencing
actually somebody talking correctly to an elder is when we're in a conscious
children are learning
environment.
And that
after that, it's back to
peace
I don't
out.
care who you is or how old you are. You can't tell me what I can do or how to live. That's how we are. That got to change. But y'all elders got to step up though. You can't expect the children out here to respect you if you dressing like them. You riding around in cars, 24-inch rims, bumping systems, talking about what and you want them to respect you, but you dressing, picking up women they should be talking to. How much sense does that make? None. So that's no equilibrium, right? That's no equilibrium right there. We gotta have balance, and we're off balance. Mentally, physically, spiritually, culturally, emotionally, socially, and last but least, but worst of all, is economically. And we gotta change that. Correct? Okay? So the next one is self-esteem. We ain't showing our brothers and sisters self-esteem when they do something good. We always want to tell them, hey, you ain't gonna make it when we get upset with them. You ain't gonna be nothing. You gonna be like this. You gonna be like that. You gonna be like a dope boy out here. You gonna be like your uncle in jail or your daddy in jail. You gonna be dead. Stop saying stuff like that. Because when you tell your children stuff like that, that is in their subconscious, and they keep that in their mind. And they don't need to be thinking about when they walk these streets that they're gonna die. They wanna know they're gonna live here or gone. Don't be teaching them death. Teach life. Life at all times. Because even when you die, you're going to live, correct? So you ain't died, right? So let's talk about living and how to live right. Next one is integrity. Do we have integrity to do what this brother did? Come up here, the other brothers before, myself and others. Do you have that integrity, that want to come up here and stand up for your own self and your people? Even when you're wrong or even when you're right. Correct yourself. Correct it. And when you're wrong, correct it. Have somebody correct you. Accept it. Don't get upset and snap off at the brother or sister. And be peaceful, be humble, have humility. We lost that in the black community. Humility. We get upset when a sister or brother tells us something that we know wrong. And then we still want to justify it and still know we're wrong. We got to stop that. We got to have more respect for each other. Next thing is responsibility. Man, I don't even want to talk about that. I might be here for 10 extra minutes. Because, man, responsibility said we have lost. We have lost that. We have lost that. When responsibility is something we have to teach our children. And if we are not responsible, we cannot teach our children that. And if we talk about responsibility, especially when the other races look at us. Come on, y'all. The Latinos, the Asians. You want them to to respect us, but we're not responsible. And we don't have the right responses. We have a lot to work on. Okay? Next is commitment. We don't even hold fast to our commitments, do we? That's the saddest thing. That's the most important thing. Because if you expect somebody to be there a certain time and they committed to you, now you feel like you have a friend, don't you? Now you feel like you can trust that individual now. Now you feel like somebody feels like you. Because if you on time and you meet somebody on time, it's on time, correct? So that's what we need to start doing. Be honoring our commitments to our community, to our soldiers, to our comrades, to whatever that we decide we put our heart in. Keep that commitment. So what is hot out here? Yeah, we all in all black, suited and booted, fully recruited, ready to dilute anything the European has. Well, Anglo-Saxon, as Marcus Garvey would say. Justice. This is what we're standing for now. We're speaking about justice. How we should start justifying in the right way and not the wrong way. All right? We need our elders' corner. We need our elders around to help us when we go through our physical, mental situations, problems that we can't ask the European psychologists for. Just a little short story. My little brother about to get married. He went to a psychologist for the marriage, and the lady said she's been married 10 times. What is she going to tell him? You've been married 10 times, and he's come to you once. You won't have all kinds of information to tell this brother. I just laughed at him. But it's something, when we look for help, we keep thinking they can help us. They can't. We are two different beings, completely. Y'all came from the Most High, and they came from the black woman. Correct? So how can we be like them? How can he be like us? That's right. The next thing is trust. We have to start trusting each other, y'all. Trusting each other. But you can't trust individuals, they don't keep their word. That goes back to commitment. You understand? So you can't expect anybody to trust you if you are not held, your word is not bond. That's an East Coast thing. Your word got to be bond. If it's not bond, that's it for you. Because now you lost the trust of the community, you lost the trust of your own people, and you also lose the trust of your family. That's the worst. Because when your family don't love you no more, they don't want to help you, or you ain't got a place to stay, and your family don't want you, man, it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap for you. Last, two more things. We got loyalty. Loyalty is very, very important. Be loyal to whatever organization you're a part of. Be loyal to whatever knowledge, information that you attain to from more science or Nation of Islam, whatever. Be loyal to whatever you believe in. And like you said, if that's your window out of here, then use that window to the best of your ability, but help people on the way out. Open that window for just more than one, just yourself. Don't open it for just one person, you. Open it for everybody, or as many people as you can save. Okay? Last thing is dignity. And that's very, very important for us as black men and black women, is to have dignity. Because we lost that too. Because as soon as somebody talks about us, we get upset, we lose that. We lose that quickly. When we hear a bad thing about us as a people, as an individual, we see each other on TV, we lose that self-dignity of wanting to move on, of wanting to keep going. You know, let me step here. Give me 2 more minutes, I'll be finished. I just want to say a very, very important thing that Marcus Garvey has said. To me, that was very, very important. Check this out. This is what he said. Have a purpose and keep that purpose at view. Beauty must be reflected out of our own eyes. A Negro must be beautiful to a Negro, as an Anglo-Saxon is to an Anglo-Saxon. The highest standard of beauty is in your own people. That's where your highest standard of living is, in your sister and your brother. Don't be looking to nobody else to tell you about who you are and how to live, how to eat right. There's no white man to tell you about you. I went on the dictionary, on Google to Google Marcus, a little bit of information about him, and a white man's face popped up. Can you believe that? And tell me about, it upset me. I couldn't believe that. A white man's face pops up to tell me about one of my forefathers. Can never happen. And that's got to stop. One thing also, he said, the literature we read should include the biography and autobiography of men and women who have accomplished greatness in our story. I'm going to say that one more time. The literature we read should include the biography and autobiography of new and old men and women who have accomplished greatness in our story. Like the brother said, we don't keep talking about our past all the time. There's great brothers like back here. There's great brothers like those over speaking. On stage, it's great people all over. They can tell you a story that can maybe top one of our greatest our story's story. Everybody got a story. Just because you ain't been in the hood, just because you ain't been shot at, or because you ain't never gangbanged or sold drugs or lived in it, don't mean you ain't got a story. I'm telling you. So what we're doing, thanks to Mr. Washington, we are now going to be at the We Can Foundation every other Saturday teaching educational political classes, and we're going to start off teaching your child the definition of character, how to follow, and also how to be a leader. Now you tell me those 3 things will change the mindset of our people, of our children. Please tell me those 3 things right there will not change the mindset of our children. And we're also going to be at the Pan African Museum over in Long Beach. Okay, and we'll teach art programs there. We're trying to start an economic program as well. I have a magazine called RBG News. If you go on Facebook, RBG News with a Z, and you will see our page up there. And what I did was took every major black magazine, Essence, Ebony Jet, Black Enterprise, all that, and made it conscious. So everything you see in that magazine is going to be in this magazine, but in the conscious level. So I'm going to give you some of the names of the great lecturers that's going to be in our magazine helping us write. Okay? Professor Bill Valentine will be in our magazine. All right? We have Ashwar Kwesi will be in our magazine. Yeah. We also have Anoka Rashidi in our magazine. Woo! We also have Delbert Blair in our magazine. Woo! We have Samir Bey in our magazine. We also have plenty, so many people. Man, I can't even remember. Only two for this. We have everything, everybody you can think of, but Dr. Umar Johnson. That's when we get him in the magazines.